Our galaxy holds a few 100 billion stars, and every single one of them is silent. More than 60 years of listening, millions of hours of radio, and nothing has ever called back. Astronomers have now confirmed more than 6,000 planets circling other stars. The galaxy is old, too. It was already building stars long before the Sun existed. Guess how long the Sun took to show up after the galaxy started making stars? Roughly 9 billion years. We are newcomers, arriving late to a house already built. A house that old and that large should be crowded. It should be noisy. Instead, it behaves like a room where everyone stopped talking the moment we walked in. Arecibo Observatory sat in a sinkhole in Puerto Rico, a dish 1,000 feet across. On the 16th of November, 1974, it pointed at the sky and shouted. It ran under 3 minutes and carried 1,679 ones and zeros. That number is a trick. It breaks into 23 by 73, and both are primes. Lay the ones and zeros out in that grid and a picture appears. DNA, a human figure, our sun. Guess where the astronomer Frank Drake aimed all of it? A cluster of stars called M13, roughly 25,000 light-years away. Everyone in that control room knew a reply would take 50,000 years. They sent it anyway. Enrico Fermi built the first nuclear reactor, and in 1950 he ruined a lunch. He was eating with colleagues at Los Alamos, joking about a cartoon flying saucers. Then he went quiet, ran some arithmetic in his head, and asked one question out loud. Guess what he asked? Where is everybody? His point was brutal. A civilization slightly older than ours has had time to spread. Even creeping between stars at rocket speed, a species fills the galaxy eventually. A few tens of millions of years is a blink out there. The sky should be full. It looks empty. Liu Cixin, a Chinese novelist, gave the emptiest answer anyone has offered so far. In a 2008 novel, he described the universe as a dark forest at night. Every civilization is a hunter walking through it, armed, careful, moving without sound. You hear a branch snap. Something is out there, and you have no way to ask what it wants. Guess how long it would take to learn what it wants? Centuries. A question sent to the nearest stars waits years before a word comes back. By the time that conversation ends, the thing you were talking to has become something else. So the hunter has one move that always works. Stay silent and keep out of the light. 2 plain rules do all the damage here, and each one sounds reasonable on its own. First, every living thing wants to survive, and it wants that more than anything else. Second, the matter and energy out there are finite, while appetite keeps growing. Add one more fact and the trap closes. Technology moves in jumps, and jumps arrive early. A world that looks harmless today can outgrow you within a few hundred years. Guess what that does to trust? It kills it. You may mean well, but they have no way to check, and you have the same problem. 2 strangers, each unable to prove they are safe. The quiet one survives the meeting. Ohio State ran a radio telescope the size of 3 football fields, nicknamed the Big Ear. On the 15th of August, 1977, it caught something loud and narrow. The signal sat almost exactly on the frequency that hydrogen gives off across the galaxy. Astronomers had argued for years that a caller would pick that exact spot on the dial. Guess how long it lasted? 72 seconds, exactly as long as that telescope could hold any point in the sky. Jerry Amon found it on a paper printout days later and wrote one word in red ink: "Wow." Every search since has aimed back at that patch of sky. It has stayed quiet ever since. Deliberate messages are the small problem. Our real exposure is the noise we spill daily. Radio, television, airport radar, and now millions of mobile phone towers pointing sideways. Astronomers in Mauritius and Manchester worked out what those towers throw into space. Guess how much power leaks out from the mobile towers alone at their peak? About 4 gigawatts, roughly what a few large power stations make, aimed at nobody at all. The good news? A telescope like ours, parked at Barnard's Star, would still hear silence.
The bad news is the direction of travel. Every year, this planet grows brighter in radio. We are learning to shout before we have decided whether shouting is wise. Scientists have argued about this for 20 years, and the argument turned personal. Stephen Hawking said out loud what many had only muttered in conference hallways. Meeting an advanced species, he warned, would go like Columbus arriving in the Americas. That landing worked out badly for the people who were already living there. In 2015, more than 24 researchers signed a public call to stop sending. Guess whether anybody listened. A dish in Ukraine had already fired 500 public messages at a star 20 light-years out. Those messages arrive in 2029. Nobody voted, and nobody can take them back. Your business runs on the same arithmetic, and the only difference is the distance. Announce a product early, and a larger company has time to build it before you ship. Say your number first in a negotiation, and you hand over the shape of your whole position. Job hunters learn this the hard way. Whoever names a salary first has already given ground. Guess what silence buys you in a room full of strangers? Time. Silence keeps every option open, while one sentence spoken out loud closes doors. The universe may be quiet for the oldest reason there is. Everyone learned to listen first. If somebody answers, say nothing back. Let them wonder whether anyone was ever there.